Hi, Gemini. This will be your reading. So I've broken it down into three piles here. We are going to do love messages. We are going to do general messages for the month. And this will be more in regards to your work or career, that sort of thing. So we'll start with love. And let me move some of these off to the side. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we do start off with the Chariot and the King of Wands. So the Chariot could indicate the sign of Cancer, possibly, or we do have the King of Wands, which could be a fire sign, or this could be you, maybe your Gemini Cancer cusp. Either way, the Chariot card is a victory card of sorts. It can also indicate kind of moving or that sort of energy too, like maybe you're on the move a lot, especially with the King of Wands. Maybe you are very active, very taking control of your love situation, that could be as well. But the Chariot card does indicate definitely some sort of spiritual type victory of some sort. And the King of Wands is a pretty favorable card in that respect too. Now, here's the thing that I see, the general, the first general message I see is that there could be someone here that has the potential to make you very happy, but it may be, there might be something about them, like you might be attached to a certain type and they may not fit that, or there could be something about them that doesn't fit your norm, and you might be holding a little bit too much attachment to that spectrum. Because I do believe that this person could have the potential here to make you very happy. Okay, so I think there's an element here where there needs to be some release of some certain ideals in a relationship scenario of who, like this person, that maybe they're a little bit older than you. That could be maybe you feel, maybe you are the type, because the Power card is here. So if you're like a female watching this, I feel like this is someone who is very, maybe you are very unique, and maybe you're a little bit on the magic side of things, or very metaphysical, something like that. And again, like I just feel like there's something here where I feel like you think you cannot share the power that you have, but I think this person will surprise you. That's really what I'm feeling here. And I think there is a need to release certain ideals about the way things should be, or the type, especially if you're metaphysical or something of that nature, where you feel like you should be attracting a partner that is into those things as well, or that maybe you've been manifesting, working on your manifestation, and your ideal manifestation was this like super stud, type, or something like that, and someone else has come in that doesn't quite fit the bill in that way. But again, I just have the feeling you need to give this person a chance, because with the Four of Cups, a lot of times that is a card of missed opportunity, because you are so focused on something else. Now, that could be a lot of things. That could be, like I said, your desire of a certain type, or your manifestation of a certain type, or it could be that maybe you are so concentrated on thinking of something maybe from the past, or something that didn't work out, or maybe somebody that maybe you're dating a couple people, and the one that you really, really, really want and you're focused on, like that one's just not working out. No matter how much you have tried. And this other person might be, they might be a dark horse, is what I'm thinking here. I think there's some potential with this person. Now, you do have the cards of Attachment and Magician and the Mirror. And that's what, I don't know, there's something here I just feel like you are attached to the results of something else, and that's not what you're getting. But I think what you're getting is something that could make you very happy, but again, just attached to these results. Now you have the card of cleansing waters. Purification activates a vibrant life force. So I really kind of take this card literally, okay? So, I mean, she is laying in like a pool and that sort of thing. But cleansing waters, you know, anytime we see water in these types of cards, they represent emotions. So I do feel like there is definitely something about your emotional viewpoint of this situation that needs to be cleansed. It needs to be more pure, more open to what this person has to offer, or, and you know, that doesn't mean you have to, you know, I mean, you definitely, whatever you resonate with. If it doesn't resonate, and I mean the person is just, you know, maybe you do have somebody in mind and you're like, oh God, no, I just really don't want to give that person a chance. Well, then don't, you know, I mean, if it's very clear that like that is just not going to work, that's different. But if there's somebody that's just sort of like you're not really sure, you know, you haven't really made up your mind yet, maybe give them a chance is what I feel here. And again, I would say look at it from a very pure emotional stance. Okay, look at the, you know, actions speak louder than words many times, and all that glitters is not gold. So look for the gold in this person, you know, in the root, in the deep. You know, it might not be on the outward appearance, it might not be in the, you know, all kinds of other types of things. Sorry, I just hear some people talking outside. Hold on, let me see what's up with that. Wow. Weird. Okay. It's weird. I hear like arguing, but I don't know where it's coming from. Okay. So, all right. So basically what I was saying, so also to what I was going to say is about this literally is, you know, take a nice, you know, maybe a nice, good, salt bath, you know, something like that, you know, just get, you know, pure, you know, open up the pores, you know, let things, you know, come into you and purify a little bit, because I do feel like there's some kind of attachment here to something that is a little bit false of an idea about this person. Okay. But I do think you do have the potential for this to be very, very happy. Okay. All right. So let's move on to your general reading and let's see what that has to say for the month of June for Gemini. Ooh, okay. Ooh, nice. Okay. Good. 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 All right. Okay. I'm going to put this one at the top. All right. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles and we have the Four of Pentacles. So Pentacles are being shown here. That is very nice. Those tend to deal with stability and those types of things. Page of Pentacles oftentimes is some sort of opportunity of some sort. This could also, though, be, you know, this could be a child of yours or something like that. Pages sometimes tend to be young, so this could be representing a person. It could also just be representing, like I said, some sort of opportunity or news that comes in. With the Four of Pentacles, I like it because the Four of Pentacles is about stability. And I love this Four of Pentacles in this deck, the way that it's like this window open to this grace and the sun. You know, the sun is shining on you. So I think that's a very, very good message that some kind of news could come in here that could have a lot to do with stability or in a good way, or like I said, perhaps as a child of yours, that could be too. Now we have the card of self-reflection here and the Hermit. Okay, so these two couldn't be more clear. I mean, they are both very similar energies. So, and they're showing up for a very clear reason. So self-reflection and the Hermit both are about exactly that, you know, self-reflection. The Hermit, going within, going inside, going into your metaphoric cave, you know, so that you can get in touch with things. Self-reflection, many times we need to look, you know, look in the mirror, look at this, you know, this image is, you know, this powerful and pure, you know, woman standing here in white and so forth. And then we have, you know, looking in the mirror, we have this other, you know, it's a mirror reflection of her, but she's drowning in emotions. You know, she's just keeping her head above water. But look, she makes friends with herself, right? And she connects with herself, and she can step out of that water and into a more solid self-reflection. So this is definitely about, going within, looking at things for what they are, realizing what they are, spending some time with some depth and that type of deal. The Hermit, same thing. It says spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teachings, and self-discovery. So there's something here definitely about a situation, an opportunity, something to do with stability, something to do with the home, perhaps something to do with your finances, or something that you value. And there's something here about needing to take time to really self-reflect on the situation. Maybe it's a child that needs help. And maybe you might be holding on to, the Four of Pentacles also can be somebody who kind of holds their money, and it's not that they're greedy or anything like that, but they keep it close to the chest. They don't like to let go of it. Maybe something needs your help or in order to become more stable. And there's a time to do the self-reflection to see, if that is going on. You also have the card of clean it up and the garden at the gate. So clean it up typically to me means there's something, going on here that needs to be looked at. It needs to be dealt with. It's probably not as big a deal as you think it is. That's typically what this card is. It's something though that does need to be faced. Okay, it needs to be dealt with. It needs to be communicated, worked with, handled, taken care of. Maybe it's a little stack of paperwork off on the side, whatever it is, definitely now is the time to clean this up. Okay. And I feel like you'll get the power to do that by doing this, by going into meditation and kind of cleansing your mind a little bit and that sort of thing. That you're going to then emerge out of that with the ability to like clean up the situation much easier. And then we have the garden at the gate. So, I feel I always kind of relate this card as sort of like the Nine of Pentacles in a sense, which is a very good auspicious card. It's the garden is growing. It's gorgeous, and there's even more. Beyond the gate, there's even more. But this person is very comfortable where they are at now. So now they are comfortable with themselves. Now they are flourishing. There's just all kinds of beautiful things happening with this person because they took the time to go inside, self-reflect, clean up whatever needed to be cleaned up. Maybe this isn't a task. Maybe this is just your inner being needs to be cleaned up a little bit, right? And then you have this garden, which is just flourishing and beautiful. And I love this card too. This is your kind of overall card, which is fellow travelers. Support is all around you. And I think this is a really fantastic card. A lot of times this reminds me of the Hermit who we have here. Okay. So, but what's really cool is the Hermit here is not alone. Okay. So even like going into the self-reflection in this Hermit cave and all that kind of stuff that maybe needs to be done in order to clean something up or purify something within yourself. It's like you are never alone. I mean, there's like animals and critters all around. So I think that's fantastic because a lot of times animals can be support and they can also be messengers of a certain type. But also, I mean, we see the rainbow here. We see the oranges here. There's nourishment here for this person. This person is not alone. That, it may appear, to be this sort of sparse land, but there's leaves growing here. There's a peacock. Peacocks are auspicious and good luck. There's a rainbow, which means rain is on the way. So purifying water is on the way. They have food and nourishment. And so you have all that you need around you. And it is here. And that could come in the form of people or just a spiritual feeling. Okay. So I think it's a very, very beautiful reading, quite frankly. Okay. So let's look at your work and career type stuff and see what's going on there. Wow. Okay. So we have the 10 of Pentacles. Very nice. Okay. See here what we have. Ooh, all right. Whoa. 2 Queen of Swords. Okay. 2 Queens of Swords. That is amazing. All right. We have the Queen of Swords here. Okay. And we have the Queen of Swords here as well. So that is very prevalent, obviously. So Queen of Swords usually is someone who is very, very strategic, very logical. She or he, whichever, makes a very logical decision. They do not let their emotions overtake them in their decision. They look at the facts. They communicate the facts very clearly, sometimes a little too bluntly, but that's okay. At times that's needed. And they usually also cut things out of their life that are no longer needed. Okay. So this is really interesting. I mean, you definitely have something changing here. Okay. At the bottom of the deck too, I did notice when I put down, because this is the last pile that I do when I do these stacks. And at the bottom of the deck, you do have the card of the unexpected, which if I could, well, I can't pull it out of the box, but there it is. When I put it back in, the unexpected was at the bottom of the deck. I feel like something's coming here because we have the card of change, which is kind of tower card-esque in a sense. We have the card of release. So definitely cutting something out of your life. There is going to be some sort of release of this. There is a change. You are going to be navigating between two worlds, but you have a happy family here. So here's the thing. This is all revolving around the 10 of Pentacles. So for some of you, this may have something to do, you know, because it's a work and career reading, but it can also deal with finances. So for some of you, I will touch on the fact that this may have something to do with divorce, okay? Because divorce does typically affect our finances. So for some of you, you know, you will be releasing, you know, some sort of situation that is that's possible. Okay, there's change on the horizon for sure. In which case you may be navigating between two worlds because you used to be married, now you're not. But here's what I love is you still have the stability card of happy family. So I don't feel like you're going to lose out in respect, like if you guys have children together or even in your overall connection. Like I don't feel like you will lose out. For others of you, this could actually be marriage also. All right. Some of you may be, you know, marrying, you know, someone, especially, you know, June coming up, lots of June weddings, right? So in that particular case, this could have something to do with some legal contracts that might be needed to go over, you know, maybe I forget what they call those when people get married. There's some sort of fancy word for it. I forget. But where there's contracts about finances and so forth. And if that's the case, you know, release, you know, your expectations with this because things are changing. You know, it's okay. You know, you're going to have a stability, a stable, happy family. Now, for others of you, happy family can be work, okay? So 10 of Pentacles is usually a very stable card, all right? It's good money. It's definitely, you know, a good high-paying type of gig, right? So with the Queen of Swords, some of you, maybe you're attorneys, that could be, but others of you, there may be something here that you have to like release and change, you know, something that has been stable for you, you may have to change because perhaps maybe you are bringing a child into this and you're not going to be able to spend the time that you could with this big stable job and your happy family comes first. So that, you know, you might have to navigate that and walk between both worlds for a while. The stability of your job and then, you know, the raising of a family. So if that is the case, again, I feel like support is here for you. I think it's fine. The other element to this could be that there is something about the family that could be like some involved in business, like or that you may feel like there's some sort of change here where you need to maybe work from home now. You know, that could be too. There's just something here about navigating both worlds, family life, you know, marriage life, family life, something of that nature, and your stability. And I believe you will because you have the card of between worlds, which means you will be able to navigate well between both. But you definitely have to use your realistic intelligence, your logic, your communication. Everything needs to be clear. And from a place of power and empowerment, okay? But there's definitely something here to release because things are changing for you. So that is definitely happening. Now, your overall card here, you have begin now, take your first step. So I think that it's time. You know, that's pretty much what that's saying. So, you know, begin now, take your first step. Again, I want to remind you, you did have the card of the unexpected at the bottom of the deck. And, you know, this might cause a little bit of some anxiety here and there and whatnot. You know, we do have swords, but I do want to remind you, you do have this card of navigating well between both worlds. And it is a 3, which is a beginning. It's a beginning to do this, okay? So, and I feel like it's going to lead to, you know, everything's going to be okay. That's what I'm going to say. Now, this could be your work family, okay? So maybe you are moving into a position of empowerment also. And maybe you're a little concerned, you know, maybe because things are changing. You might have to release some of your ideas about, like, maybe you had a whole bunch of friends and things, and it's not that they still can't be your friends now that you're in this power position, but you might have to release some of, like, how that works. You're going to have to change and be flexible and look at things, you know, logically, and all of those types of deals. So that could be too. And then, you know, it's happy family can be your tribe at work, you know, your family at work, and it's still stable, it's still good. So you have two fantastic stability cards here, Gemini. So, okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys, and hope you enjoyed your reading. If so, consider subscribing, and I'm going to be adding a lot of more interesting videos down the road. So, yeah, I put that in the intro, so you get that. But anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll talk soon. All right.